bit of it. So I had to relocate, and I got back on the line.
Islam.
Um, I'm pretty informative about straw man. I would say I'm still like a baby with knowing trust.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very keen and receptive to processing whatever information that I need to carry out what I need to carry out and execute what I need to execute at its proper time accordingly. You know, so yeah, I need to get more informative about trust. I feel like I'm really still a baby in trust. I'm well familiar with the corporate system and how they use that almost in every commercial aspect.
Islam. Islam.
Islam.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give everybody.
Yes. Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Islam. I want to add one thing. This is my first time attending the actual trustee class.
Okay. I understand.
On trustee session.
There you go.
This is my first night of attendance.
Okay, Islam. Fair enough. Well, brother, just continue to take notes and continue to participate, because if you listen long enough, you're definitely gonna learn something.
Yeah, I just started taking some notes in my phone.
Islam.
On my memo pad while I'm listening to you on speakerphone.
Islam.
Can you tell me what receipt equals what statement?
Okay. All right, you want me to elaborate on the receipt?
You mentioned it earlier when I first got on the line. You said something about receipt equals something statement.
Statement of accounts. All right, when you're dealing in trust.
Statement of accounts.
See, when you go out and make a purchase, let's say you put gas in your vehicle. Let's say you make what you call a purchase. All right. What you got to remember in accounting is two positive numbers cannot equal zero. So when you go and you make a purchase, and let's say you buy something for $5, so on what you call a receipt, they're going to have the cost of whatever was $5, and then you quote unquote gave them $5. What should be reflected? It should be a $5 positive entry and then a $5 negative entry. But if you stare closely, if you pay attention, you'll see two positive numbers. That means they're deriving two different sources of accounts receivables. One from the public, one from the private. And because you didn't reserve your rights in that, right? And because you didn't,
they found ways to double difference in your account,
right? But see, they're doing it with your consent because you're participating in a trust transaction. You just didn't know it, and that's your proof of
like
it.
When you pay your cell phone bill, like when you pay your cell phone bill.
Islam. So if you understand and overstand that a receipt is a statement of account, that is your proof that you were participating in a trust relationship, which you can then convey back to the estate.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant by the receipt equals statement of account. That's what I meant by that. Islam. All right. Let's see. We're going to go down the line, see if we got any more questions. Let's see who we got here. Call the last 4 digits of your number is, let's see if I can bring them on, 6087. Do you have any questions over anything you've heard in trustee training tonight? 6087. Islam.
Islam. I really was going in and out. But as far as I'm concerned, I think the three that you said, basically how to get those written up. I think a lot of us, as far as writing up the document for a trust, I think that's the main thing that a lot of us need the understanding of. I think that's going to come with studying everything that you have given us.
Islam. Let me give you a key to writing a trust. And this will go for all of the new folks that are out there. When dealing with writing a trust, there are various different templates that you can use as an example. It's understanding what you're placing on the document. What are the terms? How are they defined? How are they to be implied? In other words, what are the duties of the trustee? What are the duties of the grantor? What are the duties of the settlor? What is expected as being a beneficiary of this trust? These things have to be expressed in your trust in a way that it accomplishes the goal of, one, protecting assets, two, becoming an offensive tool in commerce. It's two parts. Most people's perception of trust is it's just for protection, but it's also is supposed to be used as an offensive mode. Why? Because it can provide you the method and the means to have income that can be spent, monetized, and recaptured. It's an offensive tool. The wealthy use trust as a defense and an offense. Those that are in the public only become aware of trust as a defensive aspect, and usually most people's perception of trust is, that's usually when somebody dies and blah blah blah, and that is misinformation. But it was misinformation because it was given to you by a controlled environment, because they didn't want you to understand the wealth building principles behind it. So as long as they got you just worrying about getting one when it's time for you to die, you wouldn't get one while you're alive to enjoy life while you're still here. So therefore, when you pass along wealth, true wealth is being conveyed to the heirs of the estate. Now look how all this stuff ties in. You know more about insurance than you know trust. And you just learned in this trustee class that trust and insurance go together. Why were you taught insurance first and not about trust? Because the insurance is a fund-raising mechanism. It's a private banking tool. It's what those in the private community call, it's for capital raising. When they use the term capital raising, insurance, and there's probably about 10 more that we could talk about, but that we don't have enough time. This is one of 10 different aspects of what you can use to raise capital for the trust. And these are things you've seen all your life. It's just that you hadn't put them all in the same room. So when you're writing a trust, you literally are creating an environment where these things can be under one umbrella and they can coexist. Now, I know I put a lot of information on you guys tonight. I know I still got some folks that are still trying to get their test questions sent to my email so I can take a look at who's retaining this information. I will make this with a little bit of editing. I'm gonna make this this class available as early as probably tomorrow, just because of all the other things I have to do. But you definitely want to revisit this class, because the information, and I do actually have it all up on the YouTube page as well. Those that need a YouTube link, just let me know and I can shoot you the link so you can actually hear the interview in its entirety. So you don't miss anything, because this information literally is designed to put things that you can acquire into existence and utilize immediately. Now, we're going to just talk briefly about the ticking clock. You've heard, Basel III, the banks have failed their stress test. October 31st is the end of the accounting year. So those of you that are in the class, you're at the right place at the right time, because this is what you're supposed to be doing, getting your affairs in order, getting your trust together, and begin this transformation of wealth while this old system goes away and the new system comes into play. The new system is actually already here. It's just we are not really looking or utilizing it because we're being spun into a certain perception. What do I mean by that? You just heard that Donald is inflating the numbers because he wants to control the narrative. He knows the system's got to go away. It's overdue. And by 2020, if not earlier, we will probably have a form of some sort of alternative banking system, because the central banking system is going away. Yes, it has everything to do with trust and insurance. If I run an insurance company, and my insurance company is really a trust, and I have been insuring these assets that were based upon debt derivatives, and then everyone now has decided that this whole debt derivative is nothing more than a gigantic Ponzi scheme, because you can't pay a debt with a debt. But I insured the debt. Listen to this. There isn't anything that you can't name that can't be insured, even debt. What do you think they're going to do when they go to an asset-based system? You think insurance is going to go anywhere? Actually, more insurance entities are going to pop up, because you're dealing with intrusive value. But only those that will operate in trust are going to be able to fully utilize and capitalize on that. All those that are sold on this fiat system, that paper is on its way out. And it's not going to be about credit. Credit is all about credit now, because we're in a debt-based society. When we move to an asset-based society, it's not about debt. It's about assets. And insurance, last time I checked, was an asset.
Anything like those bands are not meant for heavy books.
So I hope this is starting to resonate with a lot of you. But definitely I will make this this class available for all those that missed part of it. We did have a mishap with the internet. But we're back, we're up, and this was being recorded the whole while, so with a little bit of editing, I'll have it available on the website, so you can definitely get this in its entirety. I'm going to give everyone a chance who hasn't had a chance to turn in their test questions to get them to me between now and tomorrow's class. We're going to act, and we're going to do these type of questions and answers, these type of tests every week, because I have to be sure about everyone's perception of what they're retaining. I want to do a trust class where I bring out a trust res and go over it. We first got to get the fundamentals down. And then when we get the fundamentals down, we can pull out a trust example and go through it and dissect it. I have actual case law that's on the website. I have examples of trust on the website as well. Those of you that have already downloaded your trustee handbooks, you see all the you got in just that handbook alone. That first handbook is a plethora of information. If you downloaded both of them, you got more than enough. So in the aspect of any questions you may have pertaining to trust, you are allowed. I'm gonna put it out there, because I didn't tell anyone this, so maybe I need to say this so this will help. If you have a trustee handbook and you have a question pertaining to trust, maybe it would be a good idea to use your trustee handbook, go through certain chapters of certain scenarios in trust. Yes, I'm giving you permission to skip ahead. I'm giving you permission in the aspect of what I'm saying, because these resources, you want to expound your mind to master the fact that everything in commerce is in some form of trust. Can you identify the trust? When you get good at it, then you can name the specific type. But that's a little advanced right now. I don't want to lose anyone. I just want you to be able to understand that you are in a trust, a form of trust. And it's real easy to identify when you understand the elements of trust and those three things that constitute that you are in trust. If you, we went overtime, but we had to get it all in. I appreciate everybody's time and energy. Go to